Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I've never looked forward to doing a show more than the show that I'm about to do. And not only that, we have the largest studio audience we've ever had for the show. Let's hear it up for the studio audience. All right, all right. They know to come out when there's going to be a few fireworks. Now, here is the purpose of this show. Yesterday, late afternoon, I received an email from Andy Wolfson. And Sabrina, let's make sure you get a copy of that. I think Sarah can send it to you, or I'll send it to you. From the Courier-Journal. Now, Andy Wolfson is the same Andy Wolfson who did a quote-unquote hit piece about me relative to a potential being held in contempt by the Kentucky Supreme Court. Now, the Courier-Journal, just so you know, is owned by USA Today, the same owner of the Enquirer. And what has the USA Today been doing lately? They've been saying that pedophilia is, just attracted to minors is what it should be called. I mean, that's what USA Today's been doing. But anyway, I got to give Andy Wolfson credit. He at least follows the time-honored journalistic technique, which is give somebody an opportunity to comment. So what was his email about? His email was, hey, I just want to let you know that there was a 14-2 vote out of the Judiciary Committee of the House and the Kentucky Legislature today, where they are going to make the unauthorized practice law from a misdemeanor second offense to a Class D felony. He goes, and he made it very clear that he thought this was targeted at me, and he wanted to know what my opinion was. Well, my response was, I don't do that, so I'm not worried about it. And of all the problems that the Kentucky legislature could be trying to solve, increasing the penalty of the unauthorized practice of law isn't one. I mean, you live in the community that you live in Kentucky. Is the unauthorized practice of law a rampant, severe problem where you are that could be, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to check into this. And I said, okay, I want to find out what the law was and what happened and who voted for it. You can't make this up. Everybody voted for it, 14 except 2 people. One person named Tika Scott. I don't know who Tika Scott is. The other one, Jason Nemes. Who's Jason Nemes? Jason Nemes happened to be a lawyer that assisted me in my reinstatement process. He's a legislator out of Louisville and a really good guy. In fact, the day before in the Courier-Journal, he was used. There was a picture of him commenting. They made this big story about, is the General Assembly going to be a super spreader event for COVID? And Jason Nemes said, this is a bunch of baloney. Okay? So you know how Jason Nemes rolls. So Jason Nemes and Tika Scott were the only 2 people that voted against this bill. So I said, I want to get the list of the committee. So my crack staff sent me a list of all the people in the committee. And you can't make this up. The bill was sponsored by a guy named Daniel Elliott, I think out of Danville. On the committee who voted to pass this bill were Kimberly Moser, Savannah Maddox, Ed Massey, and Kim Banta, Miss LBGT girl. So these 4, you guys are allowed to laugh. So these 4, you cut loose. You can even do cat calls. So these 4 Northern Kentucky legislators voted for it. So I thought to myself, wow, a shot at me. Who are these people? And they're taking a shot at me. Now, first and foremost, I want to tell everybody in Bulldog Nation, I ain't got nothing to worry about. But for some reason, these people are so obsessed with me, that they passed a freaking law trying to set up some kind of a felony. So just to let you know, I've never been charged, nor will I ever be charged, with the unauthorized practice of law by a county prosecutor. And by the way, if that were to ever happen, guess who's going to represent me? Me! can you imagine what a great show we could sell popcorn and tickets to that sucker, wouldn't we? Me defending myself against these prosecutors trying to get me for the unauthorized practice of law. Now, let's go through each one of these individuals. Now, why are you going to vote for me for governor? Because you like what you see. You like what you hear. You like this different style of I'm not a politician. Well, this is how politicians work. And this is the way all of these little sneaky people work. Guess what I found out? The bill wasn't Daniel Elliott's. The bill was Ed Massey's. Ed Massey asked Daniel Elliott to pass the bill. Now, who's Ed Massey? And we're going to put their pictures up. Ed Massey's this big fat guy that has been involved in Boone County education forever, okay? And every time I've seen Ed Massey, I saw him once in court in Boone County this year, and I saw him once at First Watch. He's all, hi, how you doing, Eric? Hi, how you doing? Like he's my buddy. Well, I bust Ed Massey having another legislature propose a bill. Ed, you big little phony bastard. Why can't you freaking just sponsor your own bill? So I sent Ed Massey a text last night. I said, Ed, who put you up to proposing this bill? Now tell the truth. Silence. Silence. And there's a lot of speculation about it. Some speculation is that his law partner, Randy the Nerd Blankenship, who's the biggest nerd in the world. He was #1 in my law school class. This guy's defamed me. I can tell you stories from here to yesterday about little Randy Pamby. So the next thing I think about, by the way, another thing you need to know about Ed Massey, all the bad things going on in education, he's one of the guys sponsoring all the bill. Anything bad that's happened in Kentucky education, Ed Massey's been at the forefront. And lo and behold, there's somebody named Steve Rawlings who's running against Ed Massey. I have no idea who he is, but I can tell you right now, I'll be supporting Steve Rawlings, and Bulldog Nation will support them. But Ed Massey proposes this freaking bill. So that's Ed. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, Kim Moser. Kim Moser. Who is Kim Moser? Kim Moser is somebody who, when she ran for the legislature the first time, she wanted to meet with me. We went to Frisch's and Independence. And why did I support Kim Moser? It was personal. She was a daughter of Floyd Poore, the late Floyd Poore. And thank goodness that Floyd Poore is no longer with us, because I don't want him to see me attack Kim Moser. Kim Moser is married to Neil Moser, the pulmonologist. And Neil used to always act like he was tough, Mr. Independent pulmonologist, until he sold out to the St. E's establishment. Let me tell you what happened. The first thing that Kim Moser does when she gets to the legislature is pass medical malpractice reform with all her buddies. By the way, that is something that Donald Trump, one of the many reasons why I like Trump never tried to take away the rights of average Americans when a doctor screws up. So if a Dr. Durrani got a hold of you in Kentucky and screwed you up, Kimberly Moser wanted to restrict how much money you were able to get and all this other crap. So Kim Moser passes that law. The Kentucky Supreme Court, to their credit, found it unconstitutional. But that's the first thing that Kim Moser does. So here I am. I've supported Kim Moser. I've supported Neil Moser. And she votes for this bill. And there's no way in hell they didn't know who the target of this bill was, yours truly. But it gets even better. Kim Moser is a McConnellite Republican legislature. And guess what, Kim? You are about to have a brutal. Because guess what? I know all the Moser family secrets. And guess what? You're going to have a brutal, I mean brutal primary. It's going to be bloody, Kim. I don't know if your marriage will survive it. But I'm telling you right now, Kim, you're going to get brutalized in a primary. And I want all of you non-vaxxers, all of you who have fought this battle with me, protested this battle with me, guess who is pro-vax, 100%, drink the Kool-Aid, part of the St. Elizabeth medical establishment? Kim Moser and Neil Moser, right? We got nurses in the house. Yep, Kim Moser, Neil Moser are vax St. E's establishments. Now that I've covered Massey, I got to cover Banta because I got to save the best for last. Now I want to cover Kim Banta. Kim Banta is the wife of Mr. Banta, the former right-hand man of Bill Butler. She was the superintendent of the Kenton County school system before she became a legislator. She started eating donuts and then becoming a legislator. And what's the first thing that she does? The first thing that she does is, well, the most important thing, just think about this, folks. The most important thing in our community in northern Kentucky, all the problems, all the issues that we like to solve, she gets a front page story in the Enquirer of her LBGT legislation. It's hysterical. So guess what, Kim? You're going to have a brutal, brutal primary as well. Enjoy it. Now, the best is last. And you know what I always think about these people? Why do they want to pick a fight with me? Why? I got my own studio, and by now, they all should know that I will say things that nobody else will say. Why? Because I don't give a damn, and because I've got the ability to do it. Savannah Maddox. The best is for last. Good old Savannah. Now, I know many of you all might like Savannah because what she supports. She supports all the same things I do. So for all you Savannah Maddox supporters, I get that. But I'm about ready to tell you some things that you may not know about your little Savannah. First, I want to point this out. And by the way, everybody told me, I was told that she was going to announce in February for governor. Good luck, Savannah, after today's show. So here's the situation. Savannah is like 34 years old. She starts her political career by being the Grant County Republican youth chairman. Then she does political jobs. I think she worked for former Congressman Jeff Davis. She all political jobs. All the woman has done is been a politician. She's now your full-time legislator out of Grant County and some Boone County. But that's all she's done. Meanwhile, her husband Eldon also worked for the state. These people are political, taxpayer. That's what they freaking do. She's 34 years old, never held a job, and she wants to be governor. So I started thinking about this. I said, well, this is freaking weird. She's always with Tom Massey. She signed Tom Massey's papers. Tom Massey was at the Beans event. And by the way, we covered that, and she just completely, by the way, First Blood, she was completely rude to our people wanting to film what Thomas Massey had to say. And remember, we caught her. All of you Sainese people, what do you Sainese nurses think about Savannah Maddox taking credit for that protest? That she did she was all the protest. It was all her. There you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so get this. Savannah Maddox, I start thinking about, they're always together. What's going on? Well, then I got from two very reliable sources, first-hand account, it's not Thomas Massey, that she has had and is probably having a very inappropriate relationship with Chris McCann, the field director for Thomas Massey. Let me tell you what's really weird. We're going to put their picture up side by side. Look at these two people. One's Eldon, he's got the hat on, and the other one is Chris McCann. Okay? They look like twin brothers. Look at this. They look like twin brothers. Okay, so let me tell you why this is relevant. You might say, well, why is that relevant? Well, here's why it's relevant. Thomas Massey, your Mr. Conservative Libertarian smartass congressman who never gets anything done. And by the way, just for all you Massey supporters, I've always supported Tom Massey. I like what he stands for, but he doesn't get anything done. He likes being a smartass. And the other thing I don't like about Mr. Massey is he's not supported Trump the way I wish he would supported Trump. So then we got little Savannah down in Grant County. She goes to her little church. See, I can't stand snobby people, mean people, and phony people. I'm a sinner, not a saint. You're never going to have me acting like I'm Mr. Self-Righteous. But little Savannah, her and Eldon, they just got a perfect little family, perfect little relationship. No! Savannah's got a problem. Because Savannah and Chris McCann. Now, what really shocks me about this inappropriate relationship is that Thomas Massey has endorsed it. All you Massey supporters out there, just think about that. Thomas Massey has blessed the McCann-Maddox relationship. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So I just want all of you all to know that good old Savannah and good old Chris McCann, I think, have some explaining to do. I think the biggest thing they got to explain is why would you pick the person to have the relationship with that looks just like your husband? Very, very weird to me. Very, very weird to me. And guess what we got on little Savannah? You can't make this up. Chris McCann actually texted somebody who knows me, and this individual shared me with these text messages. Chris McCann said, Savannah's only running for governor to build herself up in the 4th District to succeed Thomas Massey. That the whole governor thing that she's doing is a big fake just to freaking get her going in the 4th District. That she knows she can't win. That the only reason why she's running for governor is to build herself in the 4th District to succeed Thomas Massey. See, Thomas Massey and Chris McCann act like they get to decide who's going to succeed Thomas Massey. Now, if you want to support Savannah Maddox for governor, you need to know that she knows she can't win, and it's all a fraud. Her entire campaign is going to be a fraud. And guess who we got it from? We got it from the boyfriend in text message. I got the black and white. Who knows more of what she's up to than the boyfriend, Chris McCann? And ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, you know how I roll. Defamation, you can sue for defamation. If anything that I'm saying is not true, they can sue me for defamation. Guess what? I'm not going to be sued for defamation because it's all true. So you'll have to ask yourself going forward, well, why didn't they sue the Bulldog for saying that? You'll know why. And Savannah, you're going to have a primary, and guess what? It's going to be a bloodbath too. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I just want you all to know that someday these people will learn, and by the way, it was a gift. It was a gift. I had some people contact me and said, you worry about this? I said, no, I'm not worried about it. I said, thank you for exposing yourself. There's some people that believe, I got some communications from some smart people, that it was all a plan to somehow try to get me convicted of a Class D felony so I wouldn't be eligible to be governor. Maybe that's what their plan was. It's stupid. But you know what? If you think I'm going to sit back and take this stuff every time you know what? If they throw rocks at me, I will go nuclear on them. That's just the way I'm going to freaking roll. And they can throw whatever they want at me. I'm ready for anything. But ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I just want all of you all to know, if you're worried about this bill, don't worry about it. I have nothing to worry about. But these people got some real explaining to do. And by the way, Jason Nemus, the guy who knows me more than anybody else, he said no. Oh, it gets even better. Daniel Elliott, the guy who passed the bill, they tried to throw this off like this was people that were doing immigration law, and we needed to be careful about people doing it, when it was all Ed Massey. How does it, just think about this, folks. This is my point of all this. These are the politicians that represent you up here in Northern Kentucky. They're little sneaky stuff. Of all the problems, this is what they worry about. And Ed Massey is such a chicken shit, he can't pass his own law. He has somebody else to pass his own law. It cracks me up. Isn't that a great story, studio audience?
It is. Yes, it is.
All right. All right. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a good day, Savannah.